On May 30, 2024, a New York jury found former President Donald Trump guilty on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. The charges stemmed from a Manhattan District Attorney's investigation into hush money payments made during Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. This conviction marks a stunning fall from grace for the once untouchable tycoon. The prosecution argued that Trump orchestrated a scheme to silence allegations of extramarital affairs, potentially harming his campaign. The case relied heavily on the testimony of Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, who directly implicated him. The jury's unanimous guilty verdict on all counts signaled the strength of the prosecution's case. This conviction is unprecedented in American history. Never before has a former president faced criminal charges, making Trump the first to hold this dubious distinction. Trump supporters decried the trial as a politically motivated witch hunt, while opponents hailed it as a victory for accountability. The nation holds its breath, awaiting the next chapter in this unprecedented legal and political drama. The sentencing phase is now crucial. With a wide range of potential punishments on the table, the judge will decide what the future holds for Trump on July 11th. Each of the 34 felony counts carries a maximum sentence of 4 years in prison. The judge has considerable discretion in determining whether the sentences will run concurrently or consecutively. If the judge chooses consecutive sentences, Trump could theoretically face over a century in prison, though this is highly improbable. A more realistic scenario involves concurrent sentences, potentially reducing Trump's actual prison time. The judge will consider various factors, including the nature and severity of the crimes, Trump's lack of prior criminal history, his age, and his status as a former president. The defense will likely argue for leniency, emphasizing Trump's contributions to the country. The judge's decision will set a precedent for how the justice system handles cases involving high-profile individuals. Several factors could contribute to a less severe sentence for Trump. First-time offenders often receive lighter sentences, and Trump has no prior criminal record. It is very unlikely that he will face any prison time at all. The judge might consider Trump's age of 77 and health as mitigating factors. The defense could argue that a lengthy prison sentence would be disproportionate to the crimes committed. Legal precedent could also play a role, with the defense citing cases involving similar offenses where defendants received lenient sentences. Ultimately, the judge will weigh all these factors in arriving at a fair and just sentence. The guilty verdict has triggered a political earthquake, casting a long shadow over Trump's political future. While a felony conviction does not automatically disqualify someone from running for president, it presents significant legal and political hurdles. The Republican Party now faces the daunting task of navigating a deeply uncertain political landscape. The most immediate question is whether Trump can still be the Republican nominee for the 2024 presidential election. Some legal experts argue that the Constitution does not explicitly prohibit a convicted felon from running for president. Beyond the legal complexities, the political realities are just as daunting for Trump. The guilty verdict is likely to further alienate moderate voters and energize his opponents. It remains to be seen whether the Republican base will rally around their convicted leader or seek a new standard-bearer. The verdict has injected a new level of volatility into the 2024 election. Trump's legal team has vowed to appeal the verdict, signaling a protracted legal battle. They are likely to employ a multi-pronged defense strategy, challenging various aspects of the case on appeal. One line of argument will likely focus on the judge's rulings during the trial, alleging bias or procedural errors. Another avenue of appeal could involve questioning the legal sufficiency of the evidence presented at trial. The defense team might argue that the prosecution failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Trump knowingly and intentionally falsified business records. As the legal process unfolds, Trump is likely to continue his political maneuvering. He will likely use the appeals process to rally his base, portraying himself as a victim of a politically motivated witch hunt. He is already leveraging the verdict to raise funds and energize his supporters ahead of the 2024 election. His fundraising website crashed just hours after the guilty verdict. The Republican Party finds itself at a crossroads following Trump's conviction. Some party leaders may distance themselves from the former president, seeking to appeal to a broader electorate. Others may remain loyal to Trump, fearing a backlash from his base. The verdict's impact on the 2024 election remains uncertain. It could energize Democratic voters and make it more challenging for Republicans to win the White House. One thing is certain: American politics has been irrevocably altered by this historic verdict, and the aftershocks will be felt for years to come.